Journal and also in his vast catalog of books. If you want to know what's happening in sports today, Terry's the guy, and we're honored to have him join us on Ohio Sports Magazine. Welcome, sir.
Hey, Jay.
You've been covering the Browns for years. Was the Deshaun Watson trade the worst trade in Browns history or the worst trade in the NFL ever?
Probably, certainly Browns history it is, and probably the NFL. And it also was perhaps the most painful sports story I covered. I mean, I'm not talking about like the boating accident back in,
Steve Olin and Tim Cruz?
Right,
yeah.
Right. I was trying to think of their names. Right, where two people died and then the third pitcher was seriously hurt. But in terms of like a trade where they made this and brought in this guy with all his problems, I mean, one of the bottom lines of this, here's a guy who settled more civil suits, 21, than he started games for the Browns. And,
that's a good perspective, right?
It's 21 to 19, and it's so sad. And because of all the agony it caused the fans when it was made, and then they traded 6 picks for 3 first-rounders, and it just was 3 years of Deshaun. Will he play? He's hurt. When he did play, why is he bad? It was just awful. And the ramifications are continuing now, where they're finally got a first-round pick this season, but they still have salary cap things they have to work through. So it is hard to come up with anything in terms of a pure sports situation in Browns history that's any worse. And then I don't feel like digging through all the bad trades in NFL history, but it's up there.
What do they do with Watson once he's cleared to play? Are they going to play him? Are they going to trade him?
No, I don't think so. They don't have to. They're going to pay him, P-A-Y.
Yeah.
They don't have to play him, P-L-A-Y. You don't draft 2 quarterbacks and trade for a third and Kenny Pickett and sign another one and Joe Flacco because you just can't wait for Deshaun Watson to get back. If anything yells, we're moving on, baby, that's those 4 moves tell you that. And so I think that's one of those where he's also had blown his Achilles twice. I did it once. It's a rough injury. And to try to come back from that is difficult. When on top of it, when he did play a little bit last year, the first 6 or 7 games, remember he was coming off major shoulder surgery, it was very clear he didn't throw the ball very well either.
No, he did not at all. And the antithesis of that was Shedeur Sanders, who looked very comfortable in the 30-10 win over Carolina. But here's the story, Terry. He's not the likely season starter when the regular season begins. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think maybe how about common sense? How many times do you see a rookie quarterback start day one? How about for the Browns? Name one rookie quarterback who started day one and survived and did well. Maybe Otto Graham. I mean, something like that.
Right.
I mean, if you go back, Bernie Kosar, they eased him in with Gary Danielson starting, I think it was 6 games. And they were going to even wait a little longer, but Danielson got hurt. And he can go right down after that. Even Baker Mayfield didn't start the first game for the Browns. The rest of the time, when they have gone out there with people like DeShone Kizer, it's been a disaster. Tim Couch, had his career cut short by having to play all those games right away. He didn't start the opener, but he came in the fourth quarter of it. The first 6 teams they play have a combined record of 71-41. The Browns are 3-14 last year. Gee, I want to take my 5th-round pick and put him into that gauntlet. Is that really what you want to do?
Yeah, it's not fair to him, and
no.
And the risk of injury could be great because it's not an easy schedule to start with.
And also psychological impact of just facing Baltimore and Pittsburgh and all these other teams. Green Bay's another one that's there early.
Yep.
They don't get a break till Game 7 when they go to New England. The Browns play 3 to 4 quarterbacks a year anyway. They just do. What's the rush? And so let's see how Sanders plays again. Now, Sanders, it was very impressive to me. He had never taken a snap under center in college. He took 4 of them on Friday night, completed 3 passes out of it, looked very comfortable at different times. There's all kinds of asterisks because it was a preseason game and the defenses were vanilla, blah, blah, blah. But we've seen a lot of young quarterbacks just totally fall apart. Even in those situations. So let's see what comes next. I wrote a column about it. But you give him credit for he did his homework. He learned his stuff, and he knew there was going to be a lot of attention on him, and he handled it well. And so let's see what comes next. In the meantime, let's have some fun with it.
Sure. If we take that story and put it to the side for the moment, do you feel that this team has the components necessary to be competitive this year, or is this going to be another long losing season like last year?
Well, I'll ask you to define competitive. It's like that one commercial. I forgot what it was for. Is the offer competitive? Yes, it's competitive. Is it real competitive? Well, it's competitive.
Right. So
what are you offering?
Okay,
what are you saying?
I would like to know: do we have any chance of finishing 9-8? Do we have any chance of making the playoffs?
I mean, it's another movie on it. So you say there's a chance? Yeah, there is, but
right.
I don't know. I probably am going to pick them like something like 7-10, like that. I just think it's a tough schedule early on, but just for the whole season. The fact is they won 3 games last year, and they improved it. Then you turn around, the guy you wanted to be your star running back, Junkins from Ohio State, we don't know if he's going to play at all this year, or if so, when, because he's likely to receive some type of suspension, probably a minimum of 5 games or more, even if his legal situation remains in limbo. So there's been a lot that hasn't gone right. And the meantime, though, the Sanders thing, and the fact that overall I thought they played okay in that exhibition game, was promising. And I'm one of these people. It's like, okay, I don't have to just look for every black cloud in the sky if all of a sudden in Cleveland a few sunny days show up. Let's enjoy them.
Oh, absolutely. So you sit with a fantastic perspective from the balcony view. If you could give Kevin Stefanski one piece of advice for this season, what would you say?
Well, I wish it was a year ago, because I would say you have to move on from Deshaun Watson, even though you have all this pressure to play him. I think that is a thing that is been a relief to the entire franchise, Jay, is that the Watson thing, having to play him to make the trade look good or whatever, is gone. So I would say, you know what, you're free to play whatever quarterback you want. None of these guys is making any, quote, real money in terms of the NFL. And so you want to play Flacco to start early? Fine. You want to play somebody else? Go ahead and do it. There's no agendas. It's purely your offense, your quarterback. Don't look over your shoulder about who you're trying to please in the front office or ownership. Just do it. Play who you want. And see what happens. That, I think, is relief. It's amazing when I went out to training camp this year, the feeling of Watson being on the sidelines, not part of the story, or part of how they were trying to force and fix it and all this stuff. I mean, a year ago at this time, they had fired an offensive coordinator, a couple offensive coaches from an offense that was ranked 10th in scoring in 2023 to bring in Ken Dorsey and try to, quote-unquote, fix Watson yet again. And you saw what a complete debacle that was. Yep. And this is a different situation. So it's a relief is what it is.
Well, let's reconvene in a month or so and see how right you are. I want to thank Terry Pluto for being with us today. There's more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward, and I'm coming up on 2 full years since starting Awaken 180. Dropped 50 pounds, and I still check the scale like it owes me money. Guess what? Hasn't budged. Still under 200 pounds, still feeling great. Keeping weight off this long isn't luck or magic, it's just having the right playbook. Awaken 180 taught me exactly what works, what doesn't, and how to stay lean without the struggle. Want real, lasting results? Don't just drop the weight, retire it for good. Trust me, Awaken 180 is your winning game plan. Awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Our Cleveland Guardians are in the thick of a wild card chase and have worked really hard to cut the lead the Detroit Tigers have over them in the Central Division. This is summer baseball excitement like no other time for me. Guardians Vice President Bob DiBiasio joins us again on Ohio Sports Magazine to talk about the team. How are you, sir?
Well, for the last 30 days, pretty darn well. Right
I should
that,
say so.
Not so well. Yeah. It's just amazing how the long baseball season that you've learned over the course of my 40-plus year career that, patience, which is one of the hardest things to embrace.
Somebody once said it's like a roller coaster ride at Cedar Point. You have inclines and declines and twists and turns, and you usually end up sick to your stomach, but by the time you get off, you want to do it again.
That's baseball.
There
There's
you
no
go.
question about it, Jay. Yeah, we had that 10-game losing streak, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there facing the Houston Astros in the early part of July. We had just got swept by the Tigers, 15.5 back, wondering where this season was going, and the Houston Astros had just gone to Dodger Stadium and swept the Dodgers and were the number one ranked in the power rankings team in Major League Baseball, and we go in there and sweep them. And then we are able to win 3 out of 4 against the White Sox, and that road trip just got our feet back under us, a good foundation. And then from there, we started the second half of the baseball season and just started playing the same kind of ball we played last year when we won 92 games and we're in the American League Championship Series against the Yankees. A good, solid bullpen and just enough offense, and our starting pitching has come around. It's been fun to watch.
Why did the team choose to move Shane Bieber rather than having him complete his rehab and rejoin the starting rotation?
Well, I think there's layers to the Shane Bieber conversation. Not knowing 100% if he was going to be able to take the ball in a big league uniform. There was hope that would happen. And then all of a sudden, when you have teams calling and wanting to know, is he available for teams who feel that they're in the pennant race, and that certainly the Toronto Blue Jays are battling the Red Sox and the Yankees and in the American League East. And all of a sudden you have an opportunity to take a young, promising starting pitcher from their farm system that we think highly of. We're hoping to draft that young man, and then the Blue Jays took him in front of us, and we just weren't able to bring him to the organization through the draft, and here was an opportunity to do so. So a lot of different layers involved in the Shane Bieber conversation, but our starting rotation, I think, has done exactly what we asked, Jay, of them. Coming out of spring training, we asked our rotation that they had to go deeper in games so we didn't tax the bullpen as much as we did a year ago. And they've done that. They've stepped up this group with Tanner Bybee and Gavin Williams and Logan Allen and Joey Cantillo. They've just done, and Slade Cicconi's been, other than his mishap the other day on the road trip, has pitched really wonderful baseball this year. So we feel good about our starting rotation.
What impact have the allegations of prop betting against Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz had on the team, and what could their future look like?
I don't know if I can talk about what their future looks like. I don't know if anybody knows. That's all part of what the investigation will be. An end result would be what's going to happen to those two young men. I can just tell you that this is, to me, a testament to the leadership of Stephen Vogt and his coaching staff and the resiliency of our players to get kicked in the gut when Luis Ortiz, who we firmly believe has electric stuff and could have been a real formidable piece of our starting rotation, is now no longer there. Emmanuel Clase best closer in baseball the last 3 years and under contract for the next few years. It, again, a kick to the gut, and how this bullpen has actually, from the time that Emmanuel was suspended, our bullpen has actually performed better than when he was a part of our bullpen, if you can imagine that. Again, one of the premier guys in baseball. And so they just rallied. This tight-knit group of players just rallied together and said next man up mentality. And Stephen Vogt and Carl Willis have provided Hunter Gaddis and Cade Smith the opportunity to close out games, and other people step up into different roles. And therefore, you see a 22-8 record since July 7th, when we were 15.5 back of the Tigers. Now we're only 4 back in the loss column, nipping at their heels, and 6 left against the Tigers the last week of the baseball season. 3 at their place, 3 at ours on the final homestand of the season. It's going to just be so much fun these final 7 weeks of baseball.
Couldn't agree more. There's also been movement in the minors, with several players being promoted to the next level. Who are you guys most excited about right now?
Well, found it interesting that Travis Bazzana promoted to AAA. There's a young man that had his first full season of professional baseball, started at AA, and then gets sidetracked, sadly, with an injury, an oblique injury. But when he was activated off the injured list, he just started hitting. Again, the number 1 draft pick overall in baseball last year. Just a superior hitter. And he just, again, came off the inactive list and started doing his job, and they felt important for him to get to AAA and continue his climb to wearing Cleveland across his chest. It's going to be very interesting to see what our guys, because I think everybody feels that Gabriel Arias and Brian Rocchio, shortstop, second base, we've settled in on that. Angel Martinez has played in there. Travis Bazzana is going to have a say in that, how that Keystone combo is going to play out. Don't know the thoughts. He's not played the outfield yet, so don't know thoughts on whether or not getting that bat in the lineup and him maybe playing a different position. That's all to be, part of the story as we move forward. C.J. Kayfus has joined the ball club in his week plus of being in the big leagues. He's shown exactly what he's shown at Columbus, was a guy that understands the strike zone and puts the barrel of the bat on the ball with real consistency. So it's going to be fun to watch him as well.
All right, you stick around. We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine in just a minute on the Ohio News Network.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
We're getting ready to head back to our classrooms for the new school year, and I want to recognize our education support professionals, many of whom work right through the summer months to make our schools run smoothly every day. To Ohio's custodians, school secretaries, maintenance workers, and so many more, thank you.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
And we're back with our conversation with Bob DiBiasio about the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to switch gears, Bob. How much time, effort, and money went into rebranding the team from the Indians to the Guardians?
Well, a lot of time, effort, and money. It was a decision that obviously we took extremely seriously. There was this responsibility there to make sure that if we were going to do something of this magnitude, that it was all hands on deck. And when the executive team went to Paul Dolan and said, we really would like your blessing to do a deep dive into this conversation as our world was changing, and how do we play a role in that? And when we sat and decided to really do the deep dive and talk at length and seriously with the Native American community, it became apparent to us that it was the right thing to do. And once that was that major decision was made, then all the time and effort was spent on, okay, well, where do we move from here? And from 100 names or so, getting down to a select number, but always at the top from the beginning, the name Guardians. If this was a movie, just picture the office building adjacent to Progressive Field on Ontario Street and our big conference room before the renovations of our offices that were attached to the renovations of the home clubhouse, visiting clubhouse, and the ballpark itself over the last couple of years. Our big conference room at that time looked over the bridge, and the Guardian statues were staring at us from the windows into the conference room. And it just, we used to laugh about, because every time we had discussions, the name Guardians. I myself, Jay, not to belabor this too long, but I myself did about 20 fan forum sessions over Zoom with about 15 to 18 people per session. And all we talked about was, what does Cleveland mean to you? Give us words that Cleveland. And these are people who are homegrown Clevelanders, transplanted from elsewhere, working in Cleveland. And they all talked about resiliency and pride, loyalty, strength. And we just kept hearing those words. And the word guardian obviously is the definition of loyalty and strength and resiliency and pride. And so when that came about, it was time to, how do we get the artwork going? How do we manage the marketing? And then we were very fortunate that we had Tom Hanks help us in the development of the narration of our video that we put out. And I think the transition's still tough for some, but has gone extremely smoothly.
Now, despite the president and our U.S. senators making comments on the other side, ownership, leadership, and even a former manager all say they oppose changing the name back to the Indians. So yes or no? Are we ever going to change back? No. That's it.
No.
Yep. All right, we want to thank Bob DiBiasio. There's nothing more to say. Watch those Cleveland Guardians win. That's all we can do. I'm Jay Fox, more Ohio Sports Magazine, straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube, weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Goodoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Fan.
Parents, are your teens good with money? No. Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Get Eco.
Aaron?
Yeah, Jerry?
Do you know what I like best about our plumbers?
Tell me.
No matter how difficult, no matter how messy, no matter what it takes, they just dive right in and fix it.
Get Eco.
They dive right in.
Yes, they dive right in.
We've got scuba diving plumbers.
Get Eco.
You know they don't literally dive in, right?
Well, of course not. Not yet, anyway. The pipes are too small.
Get Eco.
They won't be able to literally dive in until I finish inventing my Eco miniaturizing ray.
But until then, our plumbers will just keep on figuratively diving right in.
Yes, that would be best.
Jerry, do you know what I like best about our plumbers?
Tell me.
They're so good at their job, they make it look easy.
Get Eco. Get Eco.
Scuba diving plumbers, genius electricians, and better than average HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Burnt out, foggy, running on caffeine and willpower? It's time for a reset. Hydrate Me Med Spa brings next level wellness to Central Ohio with medical grade IV drips, NAD Plus for brain and energy support, and ozone therapy to detox at the cellular level. This isn't just self-care, it's a system upgrade. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, perform better. Now open in Dublin, Grandview, New Albany, and Granville. Book your drip at hydratememedspa.com.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream, and once you taste it, you'll know why. Now's the time to grab a UDF peach shake, malt, cone, or sundae. They're only here for a limited time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Keep your summer fun going in the family-sized Toyota Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander with 3 different powertrains and a full-size third row. Now through September 2nd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.99 APR financing or 5.99 on new Highlander and Grand Highlander hybrids. Subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast. We are tracking the chance for a few showers and thunderstorms into our Sunday morning. We'll see highs in the upper 80s here for your Sunday, and then back to the sunshine here and hot temperatures in the lower 90s here for Monday and Tuesday. But we are tracking a cold front that will arrive, and that's going to bring the chance for showers and storms here on Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is ONN.
We're less than 2 weeks away from week one of the college football season. Ohio State was ranked third to begin the year by the Associated Press in their top 25 preseason poll. No team in college football has ever appeared in more top 25 polls than the Buckeyes. 1,000 weeks all time, Ohio State's appeared in the Associated Press poll. Buckeyes will play host to this year's number one team, Texas, on August 30th. Paul Feinbaum covers college football for ESPN. He thinks Ohio State's ranked too high to start the season. He joined Bo Bishop earlier this week on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus. Paul says the Buckeyes have too many questions to be ranked that high, but adds the number one team in the country will be the winner of the week one matchup between Ohio State and Texas.
To me, when people get hung up, and I had a Clemson fan, an LSU fan, a Buckeye fan, and a Horn fan yelling about their ranking, they're all meeting on the first weekend. The winner of the Ohio State-Texas game will be number one on Monday. I don't care what the game looks like. It can be played in a monsoon, but the school that has the most points is going to be the number one team in the country. So what I said on Get Up with Heather Dinich is worth about as much as your garbage that you tossed out this morning. But this is entertainment.
Buddy, we wouldn't be still employed if our answer to everything was, well, we got to let it play out on the field. That's not, you're not in this line of business very long if you say that. But I do think it speaks to something that is so critical, that the game that is happening here in a couple of weeks continue to happen, because this sport is built on subjective and opinion, and we're getting further away from that with a 12-team playoff, inevitably a 16. But one of the things that makes it so sweet, and you've had a career about this, our teams down here are better than your teams up there and vice versa. That's the beauty of it. I hope that is preserved and not lost.
And Bo, I know everybody, comes out and says, I'm just the biggest SEC homer and I'm paid to say that. You know that I'm not. I picked Ohio State to beat Texas last year in Dallas. I liked Ohio State from the beginning, other than that one afternoon against Michigan. And, I have fun with it, but I will give my opinion. I picked Clemson on TV the other day to beat LSU. That's not the company. What drives me crazy is when I sit there with former players who are employed now by TV networks, namely mine, and no matter what you ask them, the answer is, I'm interviewing a former Florida player. What do you think about Florida? I think they're going to win it all this year. No, they're not. So, you have to have fun with it. You have to have a balance. Yeah, I know where I work. When I walk in the building, it says the SEC Network. But that just means that you can have fun with the opinions and we're better than you. I did write a book 11 years ago saying my conference can beat your conference. And thanks to a lot of Buckeye fans, it became a New York Times bestseller.
It certainly did. It works. And I think that's the thing, what you just said right there about use the Florida example. I think that's the thing that the Big Ten, I hope that it gets to that point, and I hope that the money keeps flowing and it gets to that point, because I always thought that the beauty of of covering that league when I did was that people at Arkansas really believed that they could be a national championship contender. They believe it in their heart. Nobody up here at Iowa thinks that they should win a national championship or they're entitled to it, but Auburn does, and they have. And Tennessee believes that, and Mississippi they all believe they're entitled to that. A&M believes they're entitled to it. I think that's kind of the magic of that conference down there.
Ross Bjork knows this better than anybody, because we've been together a long time in the SEC, and he was around for the launch of the SEC Network. But the problem with the Big Ten is the Big Ten Network. It doesn't really offer anything. They would be better off doing what Texas did 20 years ago and having their own network. Call it the Buckeye Network, because frankly, none of the other teams in the Big Ten really sizzle. Michigan occasionally, maybe more with Harbaugh than Sherrone Moore. Penn State just seems like a uniform that's stuck in the 50s and 60s, and without the Buckeyes, you saw this story a couple of years ago. I know it sounds like self-promoting, but Dabo Swinney was quoted in an article last year on CBS Sports, and I'll clean it up, when he complained, how come the ACC network doesn't have any blanking Paul Feinbaums? And the point was somebody to stir the pot. Bo, Ohio State needs rivals up there, and right now their biggest rivals are down here.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fans YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Burb's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Matty Ice here from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. I recently brought a brand new Chevy Trax from McDaniel GM Superstore. It was by far the best car purchase I have ever made. And right now, you can get a 2025 Trax at McDaniel GM Superstore for as low as $20,995. They will treat you like family, just like they treated me like family. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for just $3.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport. Bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport, now open at Polaris Fashion Place.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Looking for a bottle of the best blended whiskey in America? Well, look no further than High Bank Distillery Co. Their Whiskey War Barrel Proof won this prestigious title at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. That's the most prestigious spirits competition in the world. From their classic Whiskey War to Double Oak to my personal favorite, the Cigar Cask, there is something for everyone. Find a bottle near you and learn more at highbankdistillery.com. Drink the best, forget the rest.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is ONN.
It was a big night Wednesday for the Cincinnati Reds as Hunter Greene made his return after missing over 2 months with a groin injury. Joined by Jeff Carr of the Locked On Reds podcast now. And Jeff, what does a healthy 100% Hunter Greene mean for the Reds the rest of the way?
He is the ace of this staff. And before he hit the IL, that was unquestioned. And really the biggest reason that there's even been a discussion as to if he has been supplanted is just based on his availability. So now that he is back, I'm expecting that we're going to see that level of pitching again. Plus, you add to the fact that he is much more fresh than the other aces in the league are. Like, this is going to be a huge deal because before he got hurt, he had made 11 starts with 59 innings pitched, and he had an ERA under 3, and he was allowing less than a base runner per inning. He was just on fire. So to bring him back, as well as the rotation has pitched in his absence, it's just going to be even better than that, because I feel like for the last couple of months, it's been a little over 2 months now since he has made a start for the Reds. This Reds pitching staff has been pretty good. With him, it's really good. And so that's going to be the kind of difference that you think can get them over the top and into the wild card.
The Reds were busy at the trade deadline, adding Ke'Bryan Hayes, Miguel Andujar, and Zach Littell. Maybe not household names, but some pretty solid acquisitions. What did you think of the Reds trade deadline, and what have we seen from those three so far?
I think it was a solid trade deadline. I give them a B because I think that what they've done, instead of going and attacking the main problem, which was a cleanup hitter with power, they attacked some other smaller problems with a good quantity of additions. Ke'Bryan Hayes has a better glove than anybody else on this team, and it's not even close. And we've already seen that. He's made some dazzling plays at third base and really showing his Gold Glove caliber and the fact that he has a really good shot to be a Gold Glover this year. Again, in his career, it's evident at this point. You hope that the bat comes around a little bit. I mean, he has been pretty bad at the plate so far this season, but if he can even be a slightly below average hitter, because right now he's just bad, if he can improve to just slightly below average, then he will be well worth the fact that he is under 4 years of team control at an average of about $7.5 million per year. And then the other two guys the Reds got are on expiring deals in Zach Littell and Miguel Andujar, and they both address different needs. Obviously, Zach Littell, a starting pitcher, but also has experience kind of doing what Nick Martinez does, in that he can pitch out of the bullpen or pitch in the rotation, which you figure it's the kind of move that gets them to the playoffs with pitching depth. And then once they get to the playoffs, he's fine pitching out of the bullpen, so you'll be happy with that. And then Miguel Andujar helps them against left-handed pitching. The Reds have been horrible against left-handed pitching this year. There's only been 3 teams worse than them, and none of those teams the Reds want to be. They're the Pirates, the Giants, and the Rockies. And so you really need to see that improve. And we've already seen how well he improves this lineup against left-handers, been hitting cleanup against the lefties here when he's been in the lineup. And I think that he's got the kind of power that it's not going to be the profile that everybody was expecting, but he's going to be the kind of guy that has that swing that can really provide the power in the middle of the lineup. I think that it was a solid deadline. They did not address the best need that they had, but they addressed a bunch of the other ones.
You mentioned Nick Martinez there with Hunter Green coming off the IL and the addition of Zach Littell. What does that do to a guy like Nick Martinez and even Chase Burns, who has been so good so far in his rookie season?
Martinez can go back to being the Swiss Army pitcher. Just as Terry Francona needs him, that is how he will pitch. And we've already seen him pitch a little bit out of the bullpen and some out of the rotation with the injury to Nick Lodolo, which all reports are he should be back pretty soon. But with Hunter Green returning to the rotation, I think what's going to happen is that Green is already taking Chase Burns' spot. Chase Burns was supposed to pitch on Wednesday, and then he's getting his spot skipped, and Nick Martinez is due to pitch on Friday. So what's going to happen is I think Nick Martinez makes that start on Friday and then moves to the bullpen, and then Chase Burns jumps into that starting spot at least until Nick Lodolo returns. And if that's super quick, then I'd expect that Chase Burns makes one more start, and then he also moves into the bullpen as well, which is going to just absolutely improve this bullpen immensely. But it's also going to allow Chase Burns to pitch through the end of the season and maybe into the postseason, because there is an innings cap on him. Right now, he's not at that innings cap. He's kind of close-ish to it. You probably think if he were to just make starts the rest of the way, he'd probably give him about 4 or 5 more starts. But that doesn't get you to the end of the season. That means that at some point in the middle of September, they're shutting him down for the year and saying, all right, can't use him anymore. And I think they want to avoid that as much as they possibly can. And so I think we'll see Chase Burns in the bullpen here pretty soon, just as soon as Nick Lodolo returns.
A lot of things to be excited about these Cincinnati Reds as we head towards September. Jeff Carr of the Locked On Reds podcast, thanks so much as always for your time.
Appreciate you, Ryan. Go Reds.
More of the Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony to start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to increased personal enjoyment. Prevent winter tree damage by scheduling winter tree work now. Winter can be tough on trees. Heavy snow, ice, and wind can cause serious damage. Don't wait until it's too late. Now is the perfect time to schedule winter tree work. Pruning during the dormant season keeps your trees healthy and helps prevent costly storm damage. Visit trees4ohio.org to find a qualified arborist near you. That's trees4ohio.org. Let's keep your trees strong all winter long.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now, let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Colin Behringer to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay. This week on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Chris Rose joins the show to discuss why he believes the Carson Schlesinger pick in the 2025 draft was a home run decision by the Browns.
This is, I think, going to end up being one of those picks that we have made since we came back into the league where we're going to circle it and say, nailed it. And I think we're going to feel really good. I mean, this is a kid that was a walk-on at UCLA, didn't get on the field until his last year, and then he became a tackling machine. He can do it all. Kevin said he's also exceptionally long. He's one of those guys that you can put in the middle of the field. Like Luke Kuechly used to do that. Exceptionally athletic, really bright, run sideline to sideline, and also be a pain in the butt in the passing game for offenses. So I'm not comparing him to anybody, but I'm just saying that I think he's going to be great for us.
Kuechly was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he was.
think like if you're into the, guys that become defensive players here and, possibly put on a gold jacket once it's all said and done.
To catch the full breakdown, just search the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube, subscribe to their page, and enjoy daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue on the Ohio News Network.
It's almost time, baby. The national champion Buckeyes open up the season against Texas.
Live coverage from the shoe starts Saturday, August 30th at 6:30 with a kick at noon.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners, tired of overpriced, low-quality cabinets? Well, it's time to upgrade your cabinet game. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service and cabinets you can trust from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. No delays, no stress. Just quality craftsmanship delivered on time every time. Get started with your free consultation today at 3dcabinetry.net. That's 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability and reliability.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and it's the Toyota National Sales Event all month long at Toyota West. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of no payments for 90 days, and every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. No payments for 90 days, deferred payment, interest accrued at time of inception with approved credit, expires 8/31.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic One. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic One understood what it means to be a soccer player.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I ordered the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
For a limited time, you can enjoy a savory sausage McMuffin with egg meal, including golden hash browns and a small hot coffee for just $5. Price and participation may vary.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready for college terms.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Big thank yous to Bob DiBiasio and Terry Pluto for being guests this week on Ohio Sports Magazine. Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Colin Behringer, Eric Reeser, and Ryan Baker, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine, and join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.